Birthday Hawa, Birthday Hawa Shai, Birthday Hawa, Birthday Hawa Shai, call all in Hawa, Allahina, Yahweh Shema Shai, Vishnu Kokodash, bless you, Yahweh. Bless you in the name of the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of Spirit Holy. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, Vishnu Kokodash. Give me double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, the great millstone, well, peace and salutations to the elect. Shemi Al-Mafan is Mappa from the Great Millstone Plaintables Camp located here in the city of Philadelphia. I'm the Mighty Mike. Come on, lesson, or I read lesson. And we have another news and prophecy. Warning, supply chains to face new inevitable crisis. Inevitable meaning, it's are unbelievable. But it's inevitable these things occur. Let's just go into it.
As John here, what does Bill Gates, Elon Musk, a bunch of new laws starting January 1st, 2024, it's only 5 months away, and this UPS strike have in common? A lot. The entire shipping industry is about to change. The transportation industry, supply chains, everything is getting completely reshaped before our eyes. I believe it's going to be extremely inflationary, and I think that this is going to push forward the greatest wealth transfer of all time. One of the big pushes is going to be this situation right here that nobody is talking about. Nobody. So please hit that like button. When you hit the like button, YouTube will share this content to educate more people.
By the way, I do not own this footage. This John Williams. This is only for educational purposes, only to spread and edification to the body of the elect. Okay.
About what's really going on in the U.S. economy. And if you want to fix your credit, my company, GreatCreditFast.com, that's GreatCreditFast.com. We'd love to give you a free strategy session and see how we can help you. Go there, GreatCreditFast.com, schedule a free strategy session. Take a look at this. So, January 1st, 2024, right now, when folks talk about trucking in California, they're usually concerned about a massive port complex in Southern California, the ports of LA and Long Beach, right? And about a third of all containerized trade comes through these ports, right? Well, as of January 1st, right, from next year on, any trucking or shipping company that acquires a new truck is required to buy an electric powered, right? So
I need to pause that. By 2035, every California drayage vehicle, large trucks that move goods between ports, rail yards, and distribution centers, must be zero emission vehicle. From the next year on, any trucking or shipping company that acquires a new truck is required to buy an electric model powered by batteries or hydrogen fuel cells. So I'm going to repeat that real quick. That says by 2035 right there. But
and Long Beach, right? And about a third of all containerized trade comes through these ports, right? Well, as of January 1st, right, from next year on, any trucking or shipping company that acquires a...
And I have to... He's saying January 1st of next year. But we'll go on.
New truck is required to buy an electric powered, right? So in 5 months, if you buy a new truck in California and you want to deliver products that's coming from China and you want to deliver it, yeah, obviously it's going to go to Long Beach, most likely, or it's going to go to LA, and then it's going to move, maybe it's going to go to Baltimore or Atlanta or Miami, wherever it's going to go, but it has to hit these new regulations for it to start trickling throughout America, essentially is what's happening. But look at what's going on here. Now, I talked about this lightly before, but just for context, in case you did not see that video, these trucks cost about $350,000 to $400,000, right?
Yeah, electric drayage vehicles.
Trucking fleets in California have another reason to fear electric big rigs, even if there's not enough charging stations. Even if there is enough charging stations, it takes longer for an electric truck to charge. It takes up fuel, up on a diesel rig. And he estimates that getting gas...
Then it takes to fuel up a diesel rig, right? You go to a diesel gas or whatever petrol station and get your diesel fuel, it says it takes a truck 15 minutes estimate. Charging a battery electric may take an hour, but probably more like several hours every day. These trucks are also heavier, which means they can move less freight. Okay, so this is a recipe for disaster, mainly because we know that trucks are on the road for hours upon end. Most brothers that are in that trucking industry knows that.
Gas for one truck takes 15 minutes charging. A battery for a truck takes an hour, probably more like several hours. Every day, these trucks are also heavier, which means that they can move less freight. And overall, he believes the transition to electric trucks will require companies to double their fleet in order to haul the same amount of freight.
So it would take more money as well, because if they had to double their fleet, now that'd be more trucks. And just imagine that this number, about 400, basically just roughly under a half a mil, just to move less. So then you have to think about that. Okay, the impact that will have on companies that are in this distribution trucking industry.
Well, that means higher trucking rates and almost definitely higher sticker prices for consumers, right? That's obvious.
So that means higher trucking rates, to move a load, okay? And higher sticker prices for the customers mean that when you go to the store, and the products that you did buy is going to cost more. And we're already being dealing with inflation. That's going to be a hard pill to swallow. Okay. Me personally, man, I done changed the game as of lately. I've been consuming mainly fruits and a wee bit of veg, but mainly fruits. Not really buying meat as much. And that's mainly due to the times we're in. The times we're in, it requires you to, pretty much adapt with what's going on in prophecy. Not to say that the Lord is not taking care of us, but we're making better decisions, for our health, our finances, etc. As prophecy continues to grow. Okay, the second Esdras chapter 16. It says here. I'll start at 37. It says, "Behold the plagues, these different curses, draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth. Great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not not a moment, pardon. Even so shall the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn." All right, the world are gonna mourn at these various plagues. They're gonna lament. It's gonna be tough, to be able to digest within your mind that you can only buy so much. It's no coincidence. A lot of these different stores here on the East Coast, they have plastic bag bans, and you have to buy bags. And I just see loads of many of these people that go to the grocery store. They coming out with so many bags, and meaning they buying so much food. So I remember I seen a Latin tribe. Some two women, probably from El Salvador or somewhere, Central American, They got like just like literally a meal, like a $20 meal, like a chicken, some rice, and some beans. You know, very simple. It says, "And sorrow shall come upon it on every side." You know that all of these different sorrows does include sorrow from that comes with the economy. Okay, the economic situation. You're gonna have sorrows with those that labor. As we gonna go into, it says, "Oh my people, hear my word." The Israelites, so-called English Latinos, and the Americans. You are the Israelites, of course. You Israelite foreigners, like unto the speck of bird that look like you're like the heathen, but lineage go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You that have the spirit of of course, being an Israelite, which we try the spirit, by the spirit. You're an Israelite. Hey, you swear you to take heed to this word, this warning. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So that's very important. This to arm yourself in this mindset to be even as pilgrims, a religious, a person who journeys to a sacred place for religious reasons. We'll get another definition. You have pilgrim. Just you have it pretty much be as a foreigner. Okay, per beyond, from abroad, country. You be a foreign to wherever you are. Okay, quite simple. Going back, Lord willing, I in that. Okay, so it says, and you gotta know to move around. Okay, don't just be a sitting duck. All right, as prophecies continue to be fulfilled. It says, "He that selleth, let him be as one that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose." Okay, hey, and especially with operating within this economy, hey, you buying something at a certain rate, and then, for example, you done bought the material is perishable, nobody's buying it, so you're losing that money. Okay, this is the type time we're in. Okay, he that selleth, let him be as one as he that fleeth away. Okay, he that occupieth merchandise, as he hath no profit from it. Yeah, you have no gain from it. Okay, so the ultimate mindset is to prepare to lose your life, really. The whole livelihood is gonna come to pass, of many people, as the time of the pestilence in 2020, when many people had businesses and they weren't able to operate, and then when they were able to operate, people still to this day are speaking about how it's not the same since that time. Okay, it says, "And he that buyeth as one that will lose, he that occupieth merchandise, as he hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth, as that he shall not dwell therein. He that soweth, like as if you invest, as if he shall not reap. So also he that planteth a vineyard, or garden, as he that shall not gather the grapes." So you gotta be in that mindset of losing. Losing your life, in these times. You might be in business and, you can't do that. You got to change up, because this is becoming more and more difficult, more burdensome. So going on to the video.
But look at this situation here. This big UPS strike. This big UPS strike is going to impact 350,000 workers. And you see this You see this this buzzword that everybody's talking about right now, and you might think, well, how does this relate to trucking? How does this relate to UPS strike? Look at this. They're saying that one of the main reasons that they are disputing is because of extreme heat. 340,000 workers, they want more money. They want more money. So the big question.
And that's it. Why are people asking for more money? Due to the inflation, okay? The cost of life. Okay, it's just beginning. It's just more and more and more, and things are increasing. Rent is increasing. Your wages are not. People are getting annoyed. They're working harder, working longer hours, as it says. UPS, which they're responsible for delivering so much of these packages that consumers do buy, purchase. Nationwide could abruptly stop next week if the company and its drivers union can't reach an agreement over wages and forced overtime and a series of labor negotiation that are peaking amid extreme temperatures across the country, and it's a hot ass summer. All right, simple. People are freaking. I'm working out there, when it's hot. You ain't making that money, man. It's annoying. It says some 3,400,000 United Parcel Service workers represented by the Teamster are threatened to walk off the job when their current contract expires August the 1st in a strike that could have a multi-billion-dollar impact nationwide. Potential work stoppage may seem like a typical labor dispute, but extreme heat and risk of this climate change have simmered throughout the contract negotiation.
The question is, are trucking companies going to pay UPS? Are they going to start issuing these wages? I mean, many people would say that they deserve it, right? Many people would say that because it's an inflationary environment we live in. But the owners of the companies probably would disagree. Well, look at what's actually happening, what's going to happen. Because these trucking companies, they are not going to sit there and be subject to inflation. They're not going to run their businesses based on, paying $40 an hour or $30 an hour. If they can get autonomous vehicles, they will. That's what's going to happen. Even if most of them say no, if one or two of them says, yeah, let's do that, and they undercut the market, then those two companies will grow market share and the other companies will go out of business. Right. Well, look at this. Ohio and Indiana want automated semi trucks rolling down the I-70.
As you see, you have it where you have these automation. So this entering with the trucking industry means a lot of truckers are going to be out of jobs, right? They said it obviously is a truck driver shortage. It's still better to have a person inside a truck, but when you have it where they can have their technology advancement, and that keeps the ball rolling, it keeps Babylon moving, keep the merchandise and the trade flowing. Hey, why not, right? But it's all biblical prophecy for the grinding ceasing, and as it says in Isaiah the 19th chapter, Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, America, which the heed or tail, branch or rush may day or do. So, from the top to bottom, hey, jobs are going to be impacted. The work, is going to come to a grinding halt, man. Where people ain't going to have no work, Work. My Aisha, my Zav, Aisha's to do or work business. No business, pursuit, enterprise, undertaking, even product. Okay? No product. No product because, and that'd be with your stores because you have it they're not gonna have as many automated trucks out there as you would think. As we do know, their enterprise is gonna fail anyway, as Job says. So, um, they're not gonna accomplish their new world order. To is what they projected to be. The Lord's gonna disappoint it and destroy Esau, Edom, okay, and Babylon the Great America. So let's just go a little bit more into this.
And you scroll down here, and it says there are just way too many things that can happen so suddenly, so fast, that I just don't know if a computer can actually handle a situation that a human can actually take care of. Nonetheless, Drive Ohio reportedly hopes to have automated semi-trucks on the roads as early as the end of this year. The end of this year, or spring of next year. And these self-driving trucks, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. But it's going to be very interesting, because I believe what's going to happen first, it's going to be becoming more normalized, is these situations, these robo-taxis. We're already seeing them in Austin. Now they're coming in Miami, San Francisco, Philadelphia. Some of these big cities, you're seeing it online, these robo-taxis. And I think that's going to be the first transition, these robo-taxis. And then I think it's going to become more normalized for these automated trucks. But what does Bill Gates have to do with any of this?
You see, how this pretty much is economist. He follows the economy, etc. He's giving a different forecast. All right. This is Ecclesiastes, real quick, and pretty much I'm gonna close out. Let me see. I'm gonna see if he got anything else to say, but close out. And it says here, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the economists, the household managers, are the keepers of the house, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders are the work cease because they are few. Okay, and there's gonna be few jobs out there. So the work gonna come to a halt. Hey, look, they selling you already, because look, with using these automated trucks, computer. Do you really think a computer gonna be able to manage the different scenarios, the situations, the quick movements that many of these erratic drivers make, on the road? They got to machine learn all that stuff, and that will be a lot of errors are gonna occur. It says, and those that look out the windows be darkened. The future is very, very, very obscure and bleak. It says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. Okay, so you have businesses gonna close. You're gonna have a lot of economic loss, and pretty much a depression. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit more.
What does Elon Musk have to do with any of this? I'm going to show you this. So right now, they say 5 billion Americans drive for a living, right? Out of 158 million Americans. They say the unemployment rate in America is about 3.5%. So if the entire trucking and transportation industry, and this isn't side hustles, if the entire trucking and transportation industry was automated, the unemployment rate would double alone. That doesn't include, the auto repair shops, all the other businesses that are integrated in with with transportation. It doesn't include those companies. Look.
So with this automation, it means humans lose jobs. Robots don't need to get paid. Robots just work. They need what? Maintenance, pretty much. They don't need rights, like people. Robots are not gonna sit there and complain and say, "Oh well, you overworking me." No, they're just gonna shut down and fail. And then you have to make a better piece of tech going on.
look at what Elon Musk is doing, right? So Elon Musk predicts that Tesla's self-driving cars will be available this year, right? That came out 2 weeks ago. He's pushing heavily for this. And what I think is actually going to happen with Elon Musk and what I think is going to happen with the shipping, distribution, and supply chains, I actually think he's going to be the one that's going to own that industry, that niche, that market. And many people would say, how? How is that going to happen? Well, because look at this. This is sec.gov, right? sec.gov, you can read it right there. And he says, Tesla is committed to sourcing only responsible produced materials. This means having safe and humane working conditions in supply chain and ensuring that workers are treated with respect and dignity. In addition to the Tesla supplier code of conduct, we also have the human rights and responsible material policies, right? And he goes on to say that right here, this code of foundation ensuring that social, environmental responsibility and ethical conduct, it almost sounds like ESG, right? Environmental, social, and then he goes on to say, no matter the industry, region, or materials, Tesla continues to identify to do business with organizations that conduct their business with principles that are consistent of our code. Sounds like governance to me. So you have to kind of look at that and you're like, okay, well, these trucks are 150, 180 grand. That was what they said in April. Now they're saying about 250 grand, right? So how is this going to actually work? You have to ask yourself, if you were Elon Musk, if you were building out autonomous trucks, would you sell these trucks for 250 grand? Well, you'd have to ask yourself, could I get a better return on that truck, right? So global automated truck loading systems. Once this starts to really get automated and they can actually load these trucks, automated, if they can generate, say, $500,000 or $1 million a year off of a truck just by having it run 24/7, why would they sell it for 250 grand? They wouldn't. They wouldn't do that. They would just have these trucks on their market. So what I think is very likely is I believe that they will in the beginning sell a bunch of these trucks. They'll bring in a bunch of revenue, and then that revenue will be used to compete with those truck drivers. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think they're going to undercut the market as this becomes much, much, much more common. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. But this is what I think could actually push this to happen a hell of a lot faster. Now, Bill Gates, he predicted that this situation is going to be coming, right? And he said that it's a global threat to humanity.
Hey, so, I'm going to go into another lesson. Perhaps break this in half. Yahweh Tzah. So, hope you edified. Shalom to elect. All praise Yahweh Shem Shai Shem Kadash.